On October 12, 1875, in a respectable English parsonage, a boy named Edward Alexander Crowley was born to devout Plymouth Brethren parents, fanatical Christians who believed the world was ending imminently. By age 12, young Aleister had already begun his rebellion, mocking his father's sermons, devouring forbidden texts, and declaring war on the God who had so inconveniently taken his parent. Little did they know, this spoiled heir to a tea fortune would become the 20th century's most infamous occultist, a man whose life of sex magic, drug rituals, and messianic delusions would seep into everything from the Beatles album art to the CIA's mind control experiments. Aleister Crowley didn't just flirt with the abyss, he built a franchise around it, repackaging ancient sorcery as scientific illuminism for the modern age. One might admire the marketing, if it weren't so transparently a grift for the gullible. Welcome to the Stateless Standard, where we dissect the shadows of power without the incense or the illusions. In today's video, we'll trace Crowley's descent from Victorian prodigy to psychedelic prophet, revealing how his "do what thou wilt" ethos became the unofficial motto of counterculture and the quiet playbook for elite esoterica. By the end, you'll wonder, was Crowley a genius, a charlatan, or merely the perfect mascot for a world that trades sovereignty for spells? Let the invocation begin. Crowley's origin story is equal parts privilege and pathology. Heir to the Crowley & Co. brewery empire, he arrived at Cambridge in 1898 with a trust fund that could buy silence from scandal. But university bored him. The occult beckoned. In 1898, he joined the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, a Masonic offshoot blending Kabbalah, Rosicrucianism, and Egyptian revivalism, led by the likes of Samuel Liddell Mathers and William Butler Yeats. Crowley devoured it all. Enochian magic from John Dee, yoga from Panjali, tantra from forgotten Bengali texts. But his ego clashed catastrophically. By 1900, he'd stormed out in a huff, accusing Mathers of black magic jealousy. Undeterred, Crowley declared himself the Great Beast 666, the prophesied Scarlet Woman worshipper from Revelation, and set sail for Mexico to practice rituals that would make a Victorian blush. Orgiastic evocations involving prostitutes as sacrifices, hallucinogenic peyote, and blood sigils drawn on desert sands. It was here in the haze of mescaline that Crowley honed his philosophy. Thelema, from the Greek for will, encapsulated in the infamous dictum, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." Liberating, one supposes, if your will aligns with his tabloid-ready depravities. The pivotal myth, and Crowley's greatest sales pitch, unfolded in Cairo, April 1904. Amid a honeymoon laced with hashish and honeyed arguments with his first wife, Rose Kelly, Crowley claimed a preternatural visitation. Over 3 days, from noon to midnight, an entity identifying as Aiwass, a minister of Horpar Krat, the hawk-headed god of silence, dictated the Book of the Law through Rose's trance. This 65-page apocalypse, scrawled in Crowley's elegant hand, proclaimed the dawn of the Aeon of Horus, a new era supplanting Osiris's patriarchal tyranny and Isis's maternal cults with the child's unbridled freedom. Every man and every woman is a star, it thundered, but only after endorsing human sacrifice, the subjugation of the weak, and a cosmic hierarchy where the strong devour the lamb. Crowley hailed it as the third great revelation, after Moses' Torah and Muhammad's Quran, yet spent decades desperately proving its divinity, as if even he doubted the desert jinn. Cynics might observe that Aiwass's verses conveniently mirrored Crowley's own resentments. Against Christianity, against his mother, who called him the Beast, against a world that spurned his genius. Liber Avel Legis wasn't divine inspiration. It was autobiography in verse, a license for libertinism dressed as prophecy. By 1920, flush with inherited cash and infamous from the world's wickedest man Splash and John Bull magazine, Crowley founded his utopian experiment, the Abbey of Thelema near Cefalù, Sicily. Modeled on Rabelais' satirical Abbey, it was to be a commune of willful adepts practicing the Zth degree O.T.O rite, sex magic elevated to sacrament, involving everything from autoerotic invocations to group tantras with local goats as co-conspirants. Disciples arrived, the artist Augustus John, the writer Mary Desti, even Crowley's Scarlet Woman, Leah Hersig, who bore him a daughter dubbed Pestilent. But paradise devolved into squalor, dysentery, drug overdoses, and a toddler's death from contaminated milk. Mussolini's fascists, scandalized by reports of nude rituals and Crowley's cocaine-fueled ravings, deported him in 1923. The Abbey's frescoes, phallic murals, and Ionic altars were whitewashed, but the legend endured. One can't help but smirk at the irony. A self-proclaimed prophet of freedom, exiled for being too free, his holy ground reduced to tourist graffiti. Crowley's influence metastasized not through converts. His order, the AA and the Ordo Templi Orientis, splintered into feuding covens, but through cultural osmosis. In the 1920s, he bedded the elite, Rodeo Drive star Jane Wolfe, who smuggled thelema to Hollywood, virologist Israel Regardie, who sanitized it for American shrinks. By the 1940s, amid Operation Paperclip's occult undercurrents, whispers linked Crowley to British intelligence. Jack Parsons, JPL founder and Moonchild ritualist, hosted him in Pasadena. Parsons' Agape Lodge hosted spy-themed sex-magick. Post-war, the beast went pop. The Beatles etched, "I am he as you are me, and we are all together" on Sgt. Pepper, a Liber AL nod. While Jimmy Page bought Boleskine House, Crowley's Loch Ness lair, for its vibrations. Led Zeppelin scrawled Zoso sigils on contracts. Ozzy Osbourne sang in homage, not even knowing who was. Even the FBI's COINTELPRO files eyed him as a subversive, while M-Cultra memos borrowed his Abramelin invocations for LSD dosing. It's a delicious farce. The man reviled as Satan's scribe becomes the godfather of rock and roll, his wickedness repackaged as rebellion, profitable, patentable, and perfectly palatable for stadiums. The cynicism peaks in the New Age hijacking. Crowley's magic in theory and practice birthed Wicca's ceremonial bones. Gerald Gardner cribbed O.T.O degrees for his covens, yet sanitized the gore for suburban sabbats. L. Ron Hubbard, Scientology's sci-fi shaman, was Crowley's brief acolyte before absconding with Dianetics as a Thetan trap. Jack Parsons' Babylon working summoned the Atomic Age's Scarlet Muse, birthing not utopia but the hydrogen bomb. And in the shadows, Thelema's threads weave through Tavistock's mass psychology labs, MI6's psychedelic psyops, even the Thule Society's Aryan echoes in Nazi esoterica. Though Crowley, ever the opportunist, offered his services to both sides. Today, his face adorns Etsy grimoires and Spotify playlists. "Do What Thou Wilt," a bumper sticker for the spiritually indecisive. It's the ultimate con, a philosophy of radical individualism co-opted by commodified chaos, where true will bows to the algorithm's whim. Aleister Crowley died penniless on December 1, 1947, at age 72. His last words a mumbled, "I am perplexed." Perplexed? One might forgive the understatement. He spent a lifetime chasing apotheosis, only to spawn a movement that mocks its own mysteries. His legacy isn't enlightenment. It's a mirror for modernity's malaise, the allure of forbidden knowledge masking the banality of power's pageantry. In an age of influencers and instant gnosis, Crowley endures as cautionary Kabbalah, a reminder that the beast within is less demon than dilettante, and true sovereignty demands no sigil but self. If this invocation of the great beast has stirred your skepticism, like and subscribe to the Stateless Standard for more unhooded histories of hidden hands. Comment below, charlatan, catalyst, or curse, what's Crowley's true mark? Share to exorcise a friend's illusions. Stay unbewitched, stay sovereign. Until next time.